Okay, it says the temperature T is in degrees Fahrenheit in a certain town on a certain spring day, and it satisfies the inequality T minus 24 is less than 30. Which of the following temperatures in degrees is not in this range? Okay, so basically we need to solve this. This is not hard. We can solve this. If it's less than 30, then what we want to do is we want to find, I'm trying to think of the easiest way to do it. The first thing that you want to do is solve for t, and then you can plug in Chuck. So the first thing that you would do, now normally with an inequality, what you would do is you could focus on the principal root. In other words, well, let's just solve it. So normally what you would do to solve an inequality, if this was an equal sign and not an inequality, let's treat it like it's an equal sign and then we'll go from there. All right? So I want to say t minus 24 equals 30, or t minus 24 equals negative 30, right? Because the stuff inside the absolute value brackets can be negative 30 or 30. And what we're trying to do is find some upper and lower boundaries, and then we're going to guess and check. All right? Now, probably the easiest way to do this is just to do it on the calculator, is one way to do it, and that would give us the thing. So, but I want to show you both. So, anyways, if I add 24 to this side, I get 24. If I add 24 to both sides, why did I keep writing 25 down? Because we just did problem 25. Then I get t equals 54. All right. So now if I go above 54, what happens? Well, then my value would be greater than 30. So 54 could be. Remember, we're looking for what is not. Then if I solve this one by subtracting or adding 24 to both sides, if I add 24 to both sides, because over here I've got a negative 30, that leaves me with negative 6. So my two boundaries are negative 6 to 54. Which one of those is not included? F, negative 10, right? Now, a quick way to do this, though, would be to do it on your graphing calculator. And let me pull up my graphing calculator here. It'll just take a second. So what you would do is, this is a system of equations, but it's really a system of inequalities. And what we're looking for is stuff greater than or less than 30. And you would shade that, and I'll show you how to do that. It's really not that hard to do. Let me close this out. So I would advise that you guys get your calculators out and practice along with me, because that will help you. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to graph y equals 30, because that's what I'm interested in. And then the next thing I want to graph is catalog the absolute value of, and I'm just going to say x, what was it, minus 24? All right, and then I've got to change my zoom to a standard fit because I was doing some stuff in my other math class. Actually, standard fit probably won't work. Well, let's see. Yeah, it won't work. So go to zoom. Actually, go to your window. Since I already solved algebraically, I know that my y values are going to have to be, well, my x values are going to be from negative 6 to 54. Right, and then my corresponding y values, we're interested in when it crosses 30. Does that make sense? So my x values have to go from like negative 10 to like 60. Right? In fact, negative 10 is one of the options. That's what we're really checking. So I'm going to put negative 15 to 60. And then for my y value, I don't really care, but I know that it has to be at least 30 because I'm interested in when y is less than 30. Does that make sense? So I'm going to put like 35, and now it should graph. So there's my 30, y equals 30. And what I'm really interested in are what are the x values that fall below this line. In other words, this is what I'm interested in, just this portion here. Well, this right here is -6. This right here is the 54. So those are my upper and lower boundaries on this system of inequalities. And so anything outside of this boundary is going to be an issue. And that's how we know that f is an issue. Plus, you can plug it in and check, right? So if I say -10, what? Okay, -10 minus 24, and I take the absolute value of that, well, that's going to be -34, and the absolute value of that is 34, right? And so 34 is not less than 30, or equal to 30.